Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and it's that time once again to pour one out for the end of the line, because as we have right here the last figure released for Power of the Primes, and it is Deluxe Class Novastar. I do believe it was originally called Firestar, but I think there might be some copyright issues with Marvel Comics, but that's Novastar, and as you can clearly see, shares the same mold with the previously released from way back in Wave 2, Moonracer. As now, what's funny is there are some differences with the paint, which kind of make you think there's more retooling going on than you might believe. For example, this front section is all nice and clear, whereas this section, that bottom half is painted over with the Autobot logo. But nope, that's all. This is all clear plastic. Clear plastic over here in the further up. As you can see, it's again painted differently, and in fact, you can even see the molding detail where it was originally painted here. But yep, that's all clear plastic, and going up further, I'm sure as we get into robot mode, there'll be more clear plastic. And I'm mentioning that as I remove the Prime Master papooses and their weapons, just so you're aware to be careful when transforming them. Because as you know, when clear plastic is used with joints and stuff, it does have a tendency to break. For example, you have what would be the chest section in robot mode, and you see this clear plastic piece. Well, that's still clear here, it's just painted over. And the reason I know that, and we'll take a look at it in robot mode, is if you look at the robot's arm joints, those are clear. But getting a little ahead of myself, there's really not much else different in vehicle mode besides the color and detailing. As you can see, these are the exact same vehicle modes. I do believe Novastar has a little bit more detailing in its vehicles. You see that got those stripes on the side that Moonracer just doesn't have, but Moonracer does have painted headlights, so you do have that. But yeah, very very small vehicle modes, like very compact, and I kind of like that. So yep, we'll pause. We'll get into the transformation. I'll just be focusing on Novastar. And then, we'll just move on. Like Moonracer, Novastar is a combiner, which I feel important to mention since this mold is getting retooled yet again for the Siege line as Chromia, and they've taken out the combiner joint. But it's easier to do the both arm and leg modes starting off in vehicle mode. First step, what you want to do is go ahead and rotate these panels down, and then bring the arms up. And what's nice is these should... Oh yeah, there's like a little peg there that will peg into the shoulders in a position just like so. Get everything lined up. Yep, there you go. Just like that. So you have more of a thin mode. That actually doesn't look half bad. Next, what you can do is come in and bring out the ooh, that's kind of tight. The combiner joint. There we go. Obviously, rotate the wrist in whichever direction you prefer for. It's going to be an arm or anything for which arm, and then go ahead and bend it here at the knee, and there you get the elbow. So you just come in, bring in your Prime Armor papoose, set it up however you like to form a hand, and there you go. You can slap that on any combiner you so wish. Now going into leg mode, it's actually just pretty much this same steps. It's kind of interesting. Later. I turned it, but it's not going back. Did I screw up? Okay, so again, you're going to start with doing that arm transformation, bringing them up like that. For some reason, I was able to turn the waist for the arm mode, but I couldn't bring it back. So you do want the arms up like that, and since it's already out, go ahead, bring up that combiner port. Next, what you're going to do is, as you had started to bend the knees, you'll notice these tabs here that will go into the back of the legs. There is a double joint there you do want to use, and just try to line it up just like so. And of course, things are not going to, please don't start rotating or anything like that. It was easier to do on Moon Racer. There we go, there's one, and yeah, got it in. Oh yeah, for some reason the hips started moving and it was all that. And then what you want to do is you come in underneath here, flip this section up and out. That'll flip out the port there to peg a foot in. Don't have a foot, so, but that's basically the leg mode. So yeah, just kind of just like that. I actually think I prefer the leg mode a little bit more, because you do have that extra step in terms of transformation, pegging that front end in. And now go to robot mode. Flip the combiner peg back down. Make sure you flip that back up. Go ahead, flip this panel straight up and out, just like so. Open up these back panels. Straighten out the legs if you like. Next, what you want to do is rotate this around so this panel faces towards the back. There are tabs right there that will peg into slots. These are actually a little easier to see because they're painted, so they go in like that. And then fold these side panels back. I would have liked it if there was some tabbing that they can hold them in place, but that doesn't work. Can't get everything you want. Next, just go ahead and fold out the arms. And we're seeing right here what I mentioned in the beginning, the ball joints there being clear plastic, and the arms also being incredibly thin. Again, be very careful. These do break down over time. I have Cyberverse Commander figures that have plastic chips flaking off because hinges it's like a clear shell around a metal pin and it's flaking off. So just be careful when using this. Next, open up the chest here, bring it forward. You can also rotate the waist around, but this is a little tight here, but geez, oh wow, geez, that was like really tight. Wow, that wasn't that bad going into vehicle mode, but basically I opened the chest and flipped out the head, and that's the new sculpt. There's the head. Finally, you're coming down to the legs here. Split the legs. They peg in at a couple points in the feet, and then rotate the feet down just like so. And here you have Novastar, Firestar in robot mode. And oh boy, I'm a little worried about that chest. So as you can see, it is a new head mold. Very unique, and well, I won't say unique, but it is indicative to the character. But as we'll bring her in a second here, very close to Moon Racer. So we'll just pause, let me transform Moon Racer, and we'll do a nice comparison. Okay, so I actually did figure out why it was so hard to open the chest, and It was the funniest thing. I never noticed it because with Moonracer, I've been transforming it, like, I guess you can say the right way. But basically, there's a lip on this waist section that will block the hinge from opening here on the chest. So before you transform the legs, you need to have the chest transformed, meaning with the head flipped out and everything, or it's going to block that and you run the risk of breaking the figure. But here they are in robot mode, and as you can see, it's different head sculpts, different paint detailing, picking out the different parts. Again, paint is being used to make you think that parts look different when they're not. This is still clear plastic, here in the shoulders. You can see on Novastar, it's clear. On Moonracer, it's more of that turquoise. But other than that, the waist is the same, the hips are the same, the knees are the same. The figures have the same issue with balance, but at least when you start putting weapons on and the prime armor papooses and stuff like that. But for articulation, let me just get Moonracer here. I'll just leave it right there. As I've mentioned several times now, ball joints in the shoulders, ball joints in the elbow, ball joint head in the head. A little limited due to the sculpt, ball joints in the hips. You do have that swivel right here, right above the calf, which I kind of have an issue with, as some of you might know, because that does affect if it's too loose, it'll affect transformation. But you do have those nice double jointed knees, which are a rarity on Transformers, and you do have forward and back ankle articulation and a little bit of ankle pivot. And also the wrist can swivel in and out, but that's based on the transformation. So yeah, I mean, that's really about it for the figures. Let me armor them up with their Prime Master papooses and weapons, and we can talk a little bit more about the balance issues. So, of course, I was talking about balance issues, and right when I get everything on and I stand them, they're not falling over. That was happening before, but it's not happening now. I guess because this is a solid wood surface, flat, and I do have their feet positioned, relatively flat. And the ankle tilts do help, but because of the backpack, especially with the balancing with the papoose there, you will run into some balance issues if you try to do some sort of crazy, anime style poses. But something simple like this, just holding their guns up, looking ready to go, isn't that bad. I actually like this mold. I like it. As some of you know, I'm playing catch up with reviews, so this is also sort of like a review for Moonracer. Just opened the figure recently, or figures I should say, and really got into the mold. I didn't think I was going to like it, but the transformation was fun. I don't think it's a shell former, and I really like how it all comes together in that futuristic car mode. So I'm curious to see how Chromie is going to look. Unfortunately, it's not a combiner, so it'll fit sort of visually with the team, but you can't use it with Elita 1 to bring it together as a combiner, which is a shame. But hey, who thought we were going to get Firestar and Moonracer? These are like throwaway characters from G1, and here they are now. So Novastar is showing up in retail, in brick and mortar stores now, starting in the Midwest. That's before online. So I know there was some concern that maybe it would be hard to find, but I don't think that's going to be the issue. So good luck. Hope if you're interested, definitely it's worth a pickup. If you have Moonracer and you're not in love with you don't have the nostalgia for the characters, there's really nothing a lot new here to recommend. I mean, except for a different weapon and all that. To be honest, I think Moonracer's weapon looks a lot better, so I can't recommend it there. But if you're looking to complete a team or really like the mold like I do, definitely. Novastar is worth the double dip. This is your old pal Chuck for Novastar. and Moonracer. We will see you next time.